Her name was Joni Parker. But around town, most people called her Joni Rotten. Not because she was mean, not because she was bad, but because trouble had a funny way of finding her. And on this particular day, trouble arrived in the form of a cell phone. Now, Joni wanted a phone. Not a toy phone, not a pretend phone. A real phone. The kind adults carried everywhere. The kind older kids kept in their pockets. The kind that buzzed and chimed and lit up with important messages. To Joni, a phone seemed like the most grown-up thing a person could own, and Joni desperately wanted to be grown up, at least a little. Whenever she asked for a phone, however, the answer was always the same. No. Why? Because she was too young. Joni hated that answer. Too young to stay up late, too young for a phone, too young for this, too young for that. At this rate, she wouldn't become a grown-up until she was 90. One afternoon, Joni was walking home from school when she spotted an older girl sitting on a park bench. The girl was looking at her phone, texting, scrolling, laughing, completely relaxed, completely important, and completely grown up. At least, that's how it looked to Joni. The older girl noticed Joni staring. "You want to see it?" Joni nodded immediately. The girl handed over the phone. For the next several minutes, Joni explored. Photos, apps, games, maps, messages. There seemed to be an endless number of things to do. Eventually, the girl smiled. "You can have it if you want." Joni nearly fell over. "Really?" "Sure. My new phone arrived today. This one's old." Old? The phone looked amazing. As Joni walked away, she felt 10 feet tall. Finally. A phone. A real phone. Mum would be so impressed. Everyone would be impressed. Nobody would think she was Joni Rotten now. At first, the phone was wonderful. Joni took pictures of flowers, pictures of trees, pictures of her shoes, pictures of a squirrel, pictures of another squirrel. Then she spent 10 minutes deciding which squirrel picture was better. After that, she explored more apps. Then she changed the wallpaper. Then she changed it again, then again. There were so many important things to do. Some kids from school were playing nearby at the park. "Want to join us?" one of them asked. "In a minute," said Joni. She had just discovered emojis. This was important. Very important. The kids ran off. Joni stayed behind. A little later, another kid stopped by. "We're playing tag. I'll be there soon." The kid shrugged and ran away. Joni stayed where she was. The phone had a camera. The camera had filters. The filters made everything look ridiculous. This required investigation. Eventually, Joni looked up. The park seemed strangely quiet. Very quiet. Too quiet. The other kids were gone. The playground was empty. The soccer field was empty. The swings were empty. Even the tag game was gone. Uh-oh. Joni stood up. Surely they couldn't be far away. She walked across the park. Nothing. She checked the basketball courts. Nothing. She checked the picnic area. Nothing. Suddenly, the park felt much larger than before, and much lonelier. For the first time all afternoon, Joni stopped looking at the phone. Instead, she looked around. She wasn't exactly lost. She knew where she was, sort of, mostly. Maybe. The problem was that she had no idea where everyone else had gone, including Mom, who was probably wondering where she was by now. Then Joni remembered something. The phone wasn't just for games. It wasn't just for photos. It wasn't just for changing wallpapers. It was also a phone. Interesting. Very interesting. A few moments later, Joni called home. Mum answered immediately. "Joni? Hi. Where are you?" "That's a great question." 20 minutes later, Mum arrived at the park. Joni climbed into the car. She expected a lecture, a big one. possibly several lectures. Instead, Mum asked, "What happened?" Joni looked down at the phone. "I got distracted." Mum nodded. "Looks that way." The rest of the ride home was quiet. Eventually, Mum spoke again. "You know, when I was your age, nobody had phones." Joni looked up. "Really? Really? That sounds terrible." Mum laughed. "It wasn't." Then she thought for a moment. "But if I'd gotten separated from my friends, I would have had a much harder time finding help." Joni considered this. That was true. The phone had gotten her into trouble, but it had also gotten her out of trouble. That evening, Joni sat at the kitchen table. The phone rested beside her. She wasn't staring at it anymore, for once. Mum sat down across from her. "You know," she said slowly, "maybe the problem isn't phones." Joni blinked. "It isn't?" "No." Mum looked at the phone, then at Joni. "I think the problem is learning how to use them responsibly." Joni thought about the park, the squirrel pictures, the missed games, the empty playground, the phone call. Finally, she nodded. "I spent more time looking at the phone than looking at the world around me." Mum smiled. "Exactly." That night, when Joni went to bed, she climbed beneath the blankets. The room was quiet. The house was quiet. And for once, Joni wasn't thinking about getting a phone. At least not immediately. Instead, she thought about something else. Having a phone didn't magically make someone mature. Making good decisions did. That was a little disappointing, because good decisions were much harder than buying a phone. Still, Joni suspected it was true, and that was a lesson Joni Parker wasn't likely to forget. At least, not until her next big idea.